where you will find health solutions to set you free from the overwhelm of diet culture and frustration with the ever-changing health rules. Let's go beyond the calorie and diet dogma to equip you to be healthy through simple changes to real food, mindset, and lifestyle. Hey, I'm Jolene. I'm a nutritional therapy practitioner, wife, furry guardian, and non-bendy yogi. Like you, I spent years chasing skinny instead of health. I finally learned that I needed to take a holistic approach to health and give my body what it needed to thrive. So if you're ready to take back your health one simple step at a time for results that are undeniable, like more energy, improved mood, better sleep, and fat loss, this is the podcast for you. Pop in those headphones, take a deep breath, and let's get healthy. Hey there! Today we are going to dive into the top 8 tips I have for creating healthy habits and actually getting them to stick. How do we build them and how do they stick after we build them? Because that's the biggest thing. We all get these grand ideas of I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week, and we do the first week great, and then it kind of peters off and goes away. So what we want to do is build up these habits in a way that they just become second nature and become part of our life. So let's dive into the first main tip, which is something I have said in the past, is be very, 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 can I say very again? Clear on your why. Your why needs to be a reason to keep it going. So it's more than just, I want to be healthy. Why do you want to be healthy? You want to lose the weight. Why do you want to lose the weight? You can't just say, I want to lose 20 pounds by so-and-so's wedding so that I fit in the dress. Well, what happens after that wedding? You're going to gain all the weight back? You're going to go back to all your old habits? It's done? No, that's not really what you want. Yes, you want to lose X number of pounds by somebody's wedding, but it's bigger than that. You want it to keep going. You want it to stay off. One of the reasons why we're in this yo-yo diet cycle is because we think that we have to push to get to this small, minute goal, and then we can go back to what we did and we'd stay at that goal. Well, that's not it. Being healthy, being fit, getting in our body in a way that we can move and function is a never-ending process. We have to keep going. So we need to make sure that our why has a decent reason. Is it to keep up with your kids, your grandkids? Is it so that you don't have to worry about anyone taking care of you when you're older? Whatever that why is, make sure it's big. I'm just going to point out that all too often we come up with these small goals like a weight loss goal or reaching a certain size. And then what happens? That's not life-changing. It's body-changing. It's why do you want to get there is where I'm trying to get you at. Why do you want to be smaller, to be fitter, to be more active? What is that purpose? So think about that and be clear, and then keep it in front of you. The secret to keeping your motivation up is to keep that why front and center so that the habits stick. My next tip is start small. Healthy habits start by building them up, not going all in at the beginning. Yeah, it sounds great to go all in and push, but sometimes it gets overwhelming. It doesn't really fit in our lifestyle, and it peters out and dies. So what we want is to think of the big picture and then start breaking it down into smaller steps, trying to fit them into our life. See what works with our lifestyle, our work schedule, our family life. Whatever goes on in your life, figure out how to break them down so that you're not disrupting your entire lifestyle. Eventually, you'll look back years from now and say, oh gosh, it totally disrupted everything. But you built it slowly so it wasn't as painful. It wasn't a dramatic shift. It starts easier that way to start small and then build upon all those. So, for example, if you want to start working out and you're completely sedentary, take a daily walk for 10 minutes a day rather than going and joining a marathon. Or say, I'm going to go to the gym 2 to 3 times a week for a half hour before saying I'm going to go 5 days for 2. Do things and break them down into smaller habits and fit them into your life. If they conflict with what you enjoy doing outside of this healthy thing, you're not going to stick with them. So you want to get them small enough that you can get them into pockets of time in your life, and then make pockets of time as well, especially when it comes to food. When we want to make food changes, sometimes we go all in. But sometimes we really just need to take a step back and do little by little by little, like remove the processed foods, eat more vegetables, get rid of sugar, get rid of grains, whatever that is, but do it in small steps. Like my first step always would be is start reducing and eliminating processed foods and eating more whole foods, learning how to cook. Those are smaller steps versus I can't eat anything bad or any carbs or any of this ever again. For many people, that just doesn't work. So now we're going to dive into the next one, which is shifting your identity. So if you often say, well, I'm just lazy, you want to start shifting your mind and shifting that identity to I'm active. Or look at yourself, take a picture of what you see at the end result and start believing that you're already there. Is it I eat healthy? Not that I eat junk food, I'm fat. Get rid of that and start making your identity the positives. I'm active. I eat healthy foods. I feel better. I do this. I choose, it's going back to that episode last week. I choose to eat healthier. I choose to be active. Start seeing yourself of who you want to become. That is a big shift in your identity and a big way that your habits will stick. As your identity grows stronger and stronger, you will see these habits sticking more and more because they become who you are. This next one's a little harder, or it's a little bit overwhelming at times, is changing your environment. See, your environment can either make or break you. You want to set your environment up for success, meaning if you want to start going to the gym before work in the morning, having your gym clothes ready and your gym bag packed with your work clothes so that all you have to do is get up, brush your teeth, grab your bags, your lunches packed, everything's done so that you can just get out the door without thinking about it. If you crave sweets, get them out of your house. If you have a problem with drinking too much soda and you want to drink more water, don't buy soda in your house. Those are all things that changing your environment will help. If you surround yourself by people that like to do things outside, or even your close friends that maybe aren't now but have some of the same goals, maybe instead of going and sitting at a coffee shop to get together, you guys go out for a walk. Changing the environment. Setting yourself up for success in your environment, getting those tools will help those habits stick. If you don't have to think about them and it's just part of your identity and part of your environment, each habit will start sticking more and more and more. Now I keep throwing random habits out at you, but now you need to be very specific. You have to have specific goals. If your goals are just get healthy, what exactly does that mean? Or is it, I'm going to start eating healthy? Well, what does that mean? You've got to start breaking it down to being more specific. Does that mean that you're going to stop eating out and bring your lunch every day of vegetables and meats and healthy fats? Or is it, I'm going to start working out, so you start working out? But you can't just say, I'm going to get healthy. Well, what does that mean to you? Does that mean good blood markers? Like, what's your target? Is it losing a little weight, but also getting your metabolic health in order? Like, looking at healthy outside of the scale is one step, because the scale doesn't mean anything when you say get healthy. So what is it? What are those specifics that will get you to your goal? Keep your goals. You can have a big picture, but start breaking them down. Make sure that they're actionable. Make sure that you understand what they are. What is healthy to you? And then break down those steps, and those are the habits you want to build. You see, if you're too broad, you're going to get overwhelmed and not even know what habits to start in the first place. So you want to get specific with those. As we get specific with some of our goals, and then we want to build up these habits, one of the great ways to increase our habits or make them easier to achieve is to habit stack. James Clear talks about this in depth in his book Atomic Habits, but basically habit stacking means that you take an existing habit and stack a new one with it. So you tie the two together so that it becomes a habit. The new one becomes a habit because of the old one. So we all brush our teeth in the morning, I hope so. It's a habit. It's whenever you brush your teeth and you want to try to meditate. Maybe you take that 5 minutes after you brush your teeth to meditate. You don't have to go and put out a yoga mat and play music and do all this. You could just sit quietly in the bathroom for 5 minutes and meditate. And now it's tied to brushing your teeth. And now it becomes a habit because you always brush your teeth. And then after you brush your teeth, you're going to sit there and meditate. You see? They kind of tie together. Now let's say you're trying to work through a lot of stuff and you want to learn how to journal because you've heard journaling can help release all the stress or keep your mind clear or give you great ideas. So if you drink a cup of coffee before you leave every morning, while you grab your cup of coffee, grab your journal, and as you're drinking your coffee, you write in your journal. Or you want to develop an attitude of gratitude, you write your gratitude journal while you're drinking your cup of coffee. Another thing you could do while you're brushing your teeth is do 10 squats. Especially at night, it's something I suggest to add that in as you're doing your brushing your teeth before you go to bed. Do some squats while you're brushing your teeth. Little things like that, stacking them together. If you really enjoy listening to a podcast and you sit and you listen to podcasts for hours, maybe you can't listen to a podcast unless you're getting up walking and you go for your walk while you're doing it. Things like that. There's an app called Clubhouse that a lot of us got addicted to, and I limited my time to when I was walking for a while during the day. I had certain shows that I would listen to, but if I wanted to listen to this particular show, I had to be on a walk. I built the habits together. Those are little things of habit stacking. And then we're going to get into, you got to make some of those unhealthy habits harder. The truth is unhealthy habits actually do die hard. So you're going to have to figure out how to ditch these unhealthy habits and then make them harder to do. So if eating junk food is a bad habit and you really want to get out of it, making it harder is not bringing it into your home, not stopping for it. Maybe give up eating in your car altogether because that tends to be when people tend to snack on junk food. When you're watching TV late at night, no food allowed, or close the kitchen and brush your teeth so that you don't want to eat after that. Find ways to make those unhealthy habits harder to do so that you can continue on building the healthy ones versus the unhealthy ones. And the last tip to building these healthy habits is to reward yourself. And when I say reward yourself, I don't mean with food or bad food or junk food or other stuff. I mean doing something nice for yourself to keep yourself motivated. So choose a healthy reward. Maybe it's an extra long bubble bath, a massage, a pedicure, a manicure, whatever it is. Come up with something that is a reward for the good you're doing. Like if you wanted to go to the gym 3 times a week, after a couple months, maybe you buy yourself a new pair of sneakers or a new exercise outfit or a bra, whatever it is. Think of those things. And then after a while, as you're doing all these great healthy habits and your body's shrinking, some of the rewards can be new clothes because you're going to need them. So reward yourself after you hit certain milestones. Come up with those milestones. Don't make it the end goal. Come up with small goals in the middle so that you keep yourself motivated. So that's it. Those are my 8 tips to building healthy, sustainable habits. If you would like a nice, easy handout, grab it from the show notes. I've got them all down so that you can keep them front and center as you work on building these habits to health. On that note, friends, I will see you next time. Bye! Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you found value in what you heard today, I would be incredibly grateful if you could help spread the word. Sharing is caring after all. Share the podcast with others that will find the information helpful. It's through your support that I can continue to grow and bring more amazing content. And if you have a spare moment, I would truly appreciate it if you could leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback means the world to me, and it also helps others discover my show. I read every review and take your suggestions to heart, so please don't hesitate to let me know what you think. Remember, you can stay connected with me by following me on Instagram or visiting the website at holistichealthmadesimple.com. I love hearing from our listeners, so feel free to reach out, share your thoughts, ideas, and even suggestions for future episodes. See you later.